Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, the Cooler and Frieza physical units, and basically, to cut a long story short, talk a little bit about how good they are at 100% in the hidden potential system. Now, Frieza and Cooler is an exchange unit, so you start as Frieza final form and you can exchange Cooler final form. There are 50% Wicked Bloodlines lead. They greatly raise attack, whilst greatly raising defense 1 turn on their super attack. Key +2, attack and defense of 150%, an additional attack of 25% with each turn passed. This is not turns that he's out on the field, this is just turns in general. Reduces damage received by 20% when HP is 50% or more, an additional attack of 50% and medium chance of crit when HP is 80% or more or less, plus an additional attack and defense of 150% when performing a super attack. And if there's another Wicked Bloodlines category ally in the turn, an additional 100% attack and reduction of damage received by 20%. So that's pretty good. 40% damage reduction when HP is 50% or more, with an additional key +2 and chance of performing a crit of +50% when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class. The links stay the same between forms: Big Bad Bosses, Universe Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Nightmare, Fierce or Conquest, Shocking Speed, and Sharing the Limit. And in terms of categories, Gifted Warriors, Inhuman Deeds, Planetary Destruction, Space Traveling Warriors, Sworn Enemies, Terrifying Conquerors, Time Travelers, Transformation Boost, and Wicked Bloodlines are the categories. Now, in terms of everything else, basically, he can transform or exchange from the 5th turn or when HP is 50% or less. Once in Cooler's form, he changes quite a bit. He raises attack and defense for 4 turns on his super, has key +2, attack and defense of 150%, reduces damage received by 20%, and for 1 additional turn from entry, an additional 40% damage reduction, 2 additional attacks, each of which has medium chance of becoming a super, an additional 200% attack and defense when performing an attack, plus an additional attack and defense of 30%, and an additional damage reduction of 10% within the same turn for each super attack performed, and launches an additional super attack every time he performs the super attack 3 or more times in battle. So it's very interesting. As a unit in base form, Frieza is pretty much really good at crit, depending on health thresholds, and so you'd rather have additionals. Whereas when you have Cooler, you kind of want a little bit of additionals because you want to proc all those additional attacks. But then, you also kind of want the crit because you want to take advantage of all those additional attacks. So it's a bit of a catch-22 kind of situation where I'd say you're probably in a mixed bag, depending on how you feel really about everything. But yeah, I would say overall, for me, probably just want to split the build. You want to go a little bit additional, a little bit crit, probably majority crit, because if you do transform into Cooler, you want his attacks to get crits. He can kind of pop off. Like, Cooler can get really crazy. 8 million, 9 million, 10 million, and 11 million, which you'll see in this video, which is pretty impressive, all things considered, especially since he's a free-to-play character. So it's a very interesting, pretty good build for that character. Obviously, functionally speaking, look, I think for me, this free-to-play unit's pretty good. The links are really great for free-to-play. Even though they got Sharing the Limit, they have Big Bad Bosses, Universe Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Nightmare, Fierce or Conquest, Shocking Speed. It's all really good, and they're actually a great second slot unit for the Wicked Bloodlines. I do kind of wish they were more of a first slot unit. They will definitely be getting an easy A in future, that I have no doubt. And we'll have to see how big that Easy A is. Like how much does that Easy A do? How much does that change? But for now, they're not bad. All things considered, they're pretty good. Like, if you can just get a couple of their links active, they can do a really good job. Like I said, Cooler can pop off. And defensively, after supers, you got 20% baseline as Cooler. You got an additional 10% each super attacks. If you do 3 supers, that's 50%. Then defense-wise, I think, look, 200k start turn, 250k, an additional 200%. So we're looking at close to 450. Really, quite solid. Like, really, quite solid. I think like for me overall, I would say Cooler sits in a pretty good situation. Frieza is okay. I don't think there's any reason, like, you only want to stay in Frieza's form to potentially build up the attack stat for Cooler because of the greatly raising attack permanently, and then also potentially to save that additional 1 turn 40%. That 1 turn of extra 20% damage reduction. You may want to consider saving that because of just how everything functions. But yeah, I would say functionally, Cooler definitely looks great. I think Frieza is not bad in any way, shape, or form. Just think, obviously, Frieza doesn't do too much. Like, Frieza's just a solid second slot unit. I think if they made the Frieza have like support or something, maybe then you'd want to weigh in on keeping the Frieza. But as of now, I don't really see too much of an issue with just kind of instant transforming into Cooler, besides losing that 1 turn of extra damage reduction that you have, just in general. So I would say that, but otherwise, generally speaking, for me, I'd probably say Cooler transformation straight away. I think that's really, really where it is. So yeah, I think that's probably where I'm at. I think Cooler is definitely the better brother, as he likes to say. So yeah, I think ultimately, I would probably put him down to that. But it's pretty interesting because these guys, as like a unit functionally, they're actually really interesting because they're on the time travelers category. So I think they're like one of the few Wicked Bloodline style units that exist on that category. And I think it's very interesting that they are in that category because I think, it has a big kind of premise overall as to their functionality. So I do find it very interesting, I will say, overall. But yeah, I would wager just a happy guess that the Cooler and Frieza is a good unit. Focus on big bad bosses, focus on strongest clan in space, focus on thirst for conquest, and you're pretty much good to go. You don't need to worry about anything else. And yeah, I think you're solid. I think that's pretty much it. I think you're good. Other than that, I would say, don't worry too much about it. I think you're really, don't need to worry about any of the other links. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe. And let me know what you think about Cooler and Frieza. And I do apologize for the audio. There are some backing track issues in that I'm sorting out. But yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.